As many of you know, I have been on a hair journey thanks to Mother Nature and menopause. So almost bang on my 51st birthday, I woke up with someone else's hair on my head. It was made of straw. Like overnight, it went from super silky hair, though it was definitely on the fine side, to something that I actually couldn't stand to touch. I mean, it honestly felt like it wasn't my hair at all. And add to that, I was seeing a lot more hair hanging around the drain after my daily shower. That was a little disconcerting. And to make matters even worse, I could see a little bit of thinning happening around my face. I mean, are you kidding me? So for the last 2 years, I have been on a journey to fix my troublesome hair. Surely I'm not the only one experiencing these struggles. Now, I know this video won't be for everyone, but I have had so many people asking me for an update on a few of my previous hair videos. So let's get cracking. Now, this is going to be a long one, so grab a cup of coffee, tea, or if you're like me, a big old glass of wine. Gary has one too.
Yes, I do.
Because he knows it's going to be a long one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let me start by saying I have never been kind to my hair. So literally up until 2 years ago, I washed and blow dried my hair every single day, even though my hairdresser told me over and over and over again to stop that. Plus, I did pretty intense color treatments every 4 to 6 weeks, thanks to the grays. So about 6 years ago, I slowly transitioned from very dark hair to very blonde hair. That's because blonde shows fewer grays, but it also freaking fries your hair. So I was adding a half a head of highlights every time I went to the salon. So over a 2-year period, I was inflicting damage every single day. So I had to reevaluate everything and make some changes. And I came to realize that even small changes could make a really big difference over time. I am no expert. Do not rely on me or these opinions in any way. In fact, I know pretty much nothing about hair. It's just been trial and error, and what I share today is based on my own experiences with my own hair. Are you done? You can have a sip of wine. Cheers. And yes, it's nighttime here, folks. Don't think I'm doing this at 9 in the morning. If only. There are a few things I've learned during this journey, and I'm sure most of them will not shock anyone, but I really didn't do anything about them until now. Number 1, frequent shampooing is a big fat no-no. Now, this was a very hard pill to swallow. I came to realize that daily shampooing was causing damage. That sort of cycle of wet, wash, blow dry, repeat was wreaking havoc on my menopausal hair. It stripped the natural oils, which makes my straw hair feel even worse, super dry and super frizzy. And the constant heat exposure was making it even more brittle. I used to wash and blow dry my hair every single day, I think since the age of 13. And I had to stop. I mean, menopause has sort of dried everything up, and now I need those oils. And strangely enough, I've discovered that my hair actually gets softer with every day that it isn't washed. It's really so weird. But it was torture to make this transition. I now wash it about every 3rd or 4th day, just depending. Now, I still don't like it, but I know I'm doing the right thing for my hair. I mean, I shower every day, of course, but my hair goes up in a shower cap. And by the way, this is the Rolls Royce of shower caps. And it has this sort of terry cloth center on the inside, so it keeps my hair nice and dry. I did not realize that those regular plastic ones, like even the ones you get to the hotel, your hair still gets wet underneath. It needs this kind of barrier to keep it dry. If shampooing regularly wasn't bad enough, hard water is even worse for hair. Now, I particularly live in an area with very high levels of calcium and magnesium, and that really builds up on the hair. It starts to really weigh it down, and I came to learn that it also interacts with the color that I use in my hair. That makes it even worse. More dry, more frizzy, and it causes more breakage. It's just the pits. So I got myself a water filter. Mine is from the brand Hello Clean, but I believe you can also get them on Amazon, and I would seriously recommend it for anyone living with hard water and damaged hair. It's actually great for the skin too. Number 2 discovery was the power of detox. There was so much buildup on my hair that it was directly contributing to that really horrible texture. There was just too much shit on each strand. And I can't believe I didn't know this. I mean, I'd heard about all the detox shampoos. In fact, years and years and years ago, I used that Bumble and Bumble, I think it's called the Sunday shampoo. I didn't really understand the difference it could make until I saw the difference with my own hair. Number 3, reduce the heat. This is not rocket science, and I'm sure everybody knows it, at least intellectually, that using hot tools all the time is damaging to our hair. Like I said, I would blow dry every single day. And to make it worse, I was using the Revlon one-step round brush that seriously fried my hair. It was just too hot. Now, I loved that thing so much because the result that it gave in my little short bob was perfection, but it became very clear that I had to stop using it. Although I do believe that they have a new version with an adjustable temperature gauge, so you could use a cooler setting, but I haven't tried it. Learning number 4, color less and more strategically. Now, there was no way I'm not going to color my hair. It's just not happening. So as I mentioned earlier, intense color, like going from a very dark brown to a blonde, 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 was an extreme move, and my hair did not appreciate it. I never aspired to be blonde, but when your really dark hair starts to go gray, you have to do your roots every 3 or 4 weeks or you look ridiculous. And I was going insane. So my hairdresser suggested that I start migrating to blonde because they don't show the gray as much. I was hesitant. I didn't think I was going to look good as a blonde. And you know what? It turns out it's okay. Think it's okay, Gary?
It's okay, Mary.
You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
No, I'm not.
Busted. But I learned after 4 or 5 years that I was over coloring. It was just too much. So when I moved hairdressers, the new gal said, stop adding highlights. Your freaking hair is blonde enough. Just focus on the root colors because that's what's going to cover the grays. And also we needed to tone down the blonde. So previous videos on this channel, like from the beginning years, it shows my hair was a much brighter blonde and I've started to darken it a bit. And we've also modified the type of color to minimize damage. Now I do have occasional highlights, but they're quite infrequent and there aren't as many of them. Learning number 5. My scalp and hair need different things. So our scalp is alive. It needs to be cared for like the skin on our face. A healthy scalp has clean, hydrated skin with good blood circulation, balanced oil production, and free from inflammation. On the other hand, our hair is dead as soon as it comes out of the follicle. And as our hair gets longer and older, damage gets compounded. So the hair down here is years old, whereas my bangs are much shorter because I cut them all the time. So I don't actually worry as much about the hair here as I do down here. So for me, I actually have a pretty healthy scalp and most of my damage comes down here. In order to keep it healthy, I tend to wash my scalp, but not so much my hair, whereas I use treatments on my hair that don't go on my scalp. Everyone is different, so it's really important to understand both your scalp and your hair types because, you know, what you use on them could vary. And the last learning is number 6. Be gentle on hair. Like, don't tug on it. Don't brush it from the scalp and yank it down. Don't rigorously dry it with a towel. Friction is sort of the enemy of delicate hair. And I see people tugging and pulling on their hair and it makes me want to weep or scream at Instagram, stop doing that. Anyway, those were the big learnings for me. And now I'm going to go through my routine. This is what I do on a typical wash day, which is way more than I do on a non-wash day. Now, there are some things that I always do and there are some things that I occasionally do. And hopefully I won't confuse anyone. Let me start by saying this is a multi-product routine. You do not need all of this stuff. I need all of this stuff, or I choose to use all of this stuff. I am not suggesting you go and buy anything or that this routine will solve your problems. It's what I choose to do based on my learnings. The process begins early in the morning with pre-wash. So before I even wash my hair, I do 1 or 2 things. First is the Après Bond Repair. This is my new favorite thing, and I use it before every single wash. You give it a little shake, and you apply it directly to dry hair. I do this first thing in the morning before I exercise. It's usually about 6 o'clock in the morning. I spray it all over my hair quite liberally until it's saturated. You should wait at least 10 minutes before you shampoo, but typically for me, it's about 45 minutes. This is designed to repair the bonds of our hair, and it's actually created by one of the previous Olaplex people. So they say this contains a biofusion technology to relink the broken bonds of hair. It repairs chemical, thermal, and mechanical damage. They say it restores hair, reduces frizz, and delivers a soft, smooth result. I have definitely seen a difference since using this product. I always have this here, and as soon as I start to get down to my last little vial of it, because what you do is you pour this into the little thing and you mix it with water, then I will reorder. This is just something that's going to be in my routine forever. Now, there is a second product that I often do, although I'm not doing it for this video, which I will explain in a minute. And that is the application of an oil. And you can put an oil directly on top of a prey. Now, I used to use the OGX Miracle Coconut Oil, but I've recently made a change to the mist version because it's a bit lighter weight on my super fine hair. I usually just spritz a little bit of this right on top of the prey. And by using an oil, it sort of helps to coat the shafts that protect it from the water when you're showering. It does not leave you with a greasy feel. It does not interact badly at all. It actually makes things go a bit smoother. So once I'm done with my pre-treatments, I throw my hair up into a bun and I go and do my workout. Now it's time to hop in the shower for the wash. Now I always do a double shampoo because I'm only washing a few times a week. Like I really want to make sure that I'm getting my scalp clean. Now while I don't have greasy hair, I just want to ensure that product, dirt, and pollution are being removed. Now some people might use a detox or a deep cleaning shampoo, and that might do the trick, but I really like the shampoos that I use, so I prefer to do it this way. Now I also use two different shampoos. The first is generally changeable, and it's usually a drugstore brand because I'm just trying to keep the cost down. I do invest in my other pieces, the other things I put in my hair, so I get those little wins where I can. Currently I'm using the L'Oreal Elvive Glycolic Gloss Shampoo, and I think it's great. And when I'm shampooing, what I do is I spread the shampoo between both of my hands to get a very even layer on both. And then I apply the shampoo at different parts. I apply it to the top of my head, I put it on the back of my neck, and then I put it on the both sides. I try to make sure it's really evenly distributed and to give the scalp a really good scrub. Now, I don't really worry about the hair because it actually does get washed through the process even when it's rinsing out. So after I've rinsed that, I go in with my all-time favorite shampoo. It is by Hyel, and it is the hydrating shampoo. And I do the exact same process again. Now, I love Hyel's products. They all promote thicker, healthier hair with a focus on hair loss and thinning and hair that's been compromised by treatments. So they're perfect for me. And the products smell amazing. Now, they also have a volume shampoo, so I just tend to alternate between the both of them. So once I have rinsed that out, next is another bond repair product that I've been using for more than a year, probably two. It's called K18. I've done a full video about it and we'll put a link to that down below. Now this contains a peptide that's small enough to get deep into the strands to repair damage caused by color and hot tools. The K18 is a bit temperamental and it took me a while to figure out the right routine for how to use him. He doesn't like water, which can be a bit tricky when you're in the shower. And he also doesn't like conditioner. So after I've shampooed my hair, I wring out as much water as I can, and then I use a microfiber towel without getting out of the shower, which can be a bit tricky. And I use it again to get as much water as I can out of my hair. So then I split my hair into two sections and I apply about 1.5 pumps into my hand. And then I spread it between my hands, very like what I did with the shampoo. And then I scrunch my hair from the bottom up, trying to spread it as evenly as I can throughout my hair. And I do that with one hand, and then I do it with the other. Now, I can't claim to own this technique. It's something that I learned from Abby Young. She is another content creator here on YouTube, and she has great advice for repairing damaged hair. So then I do the other section the exact same way. Now, this product needs 4 minutes to activate and to do its job, and you're not supposed to get water on it. So what I do is I just put my hair up into a clip, and then I do my other shower stuff, like my everything shower stuff. I wash my body, I exfoliate, I shave my legs. By the time I have done all of those things, the K18 4 minutes are up and it's done its job. Now, as an aside, I do not use a pre-shampoo oil on the days that I use K18. They don't play well together. It's always one or the other. So when I choose to use K18 in my routine is after I've colored my hair. And I will use it every shampoo for about 4 to 5 shampoos. And then I will just go to once a month in kind of a maintenance mode. So I'm using it to repair damage that's caused by color, if it's caused at all, and then I just do it once a month. So without rinsing, I add my conditioner on top of the K18. So I am using Hyel's volume conditioner, and not only does it make my hair super soft, it again smells incredible. I don't have oily hair or an oily scalp because everything is dry as the Sahara Desert. So I apply conditioner to my scalp as well as my hair, although I believe most people don't. So So I separate my hair into 2 sections, and after I've done my scalp, I then apply it to both of those sections. And then I rinse it out. Now, if I wasn't using the K18, I might apply a mask after my shampoo and then wait 10 minutes or so before rinsing it out. My favorite mask is also by Hyel. It's the Hydrate mask. And by the way, this is not sponsored by anybody. So the shampoo and the shower situation is done. Now, before I get out of the shower, I again try to get as much water as I can out of my hair, and then I grab my microfiber towel and I try to absorb even more. I'm just trying to get the water out. Then I wrap it up in a microfiber turban, and I go and do a bunch of other things like my skincare routine. I get a cup of coffee, I let the dog out, I empty the dishwasher, that sort of thing. Then I apply a number of other products. Yes, the list goes on and on. First is the Living Proof Bond Complex. Now, this is a leave-in treatment and a hair mask that claims to make hair 8 times stronger and more resistant to future damage while adding softness, smoothness, and shine. And I use it after every shampoo and I love it. So I use the same technique as with the K18. I take about a pump and a half onto my hands, I separate it into sections, and I scrunch from the bottom up. The next thing I use is by Pureology. It's called the Color Fanatic Multitasking Leave-In Spray. It's a leave-in conditioner with a ton of benefits for the hair. It also helps to prime and protect it, and it's suitable for all hair types. It also works as a heat protectant, so I know that what I'm about to do later protects my hair even better. I have used this for years. I have gone through bottles of it and I continue to rebuy it. Next, which is vitally important to me, is a hair oil. I never met a hair oil until the past couple of years. This is not for everyone, but it is essential for my hair type. I need products to smooth, to soften, to defrizz, and all that stuff. So I take 1 pump, I rub it between my hands, and I apply it from the mid shaft to the ends. Now, I'm currently using 2 different products, both of which I adore. First is the OA Glossy Nectar Hair Oil. In fact, I've done a whole video about that, I think. And a recent impulse purchase when I was getting a blow dry is called the Semi Delino Crystal Liquid Oil by Alpha Parf. Oh, the smell is incredible. Now, both of these are Italian hair care brands, and they are just amazing. There is one product that I'll probably try out next when one of these is empty. It's called the L'Oreal Professional Metal Detox. So I will be reporting back on that one a bit later. So guys, before we move on, if you're enjoying this video, I would love if you would hit that like button so this video can reach more people, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Next up is the styling of the hair. Now, since I only wash every 3 or 4 days, I allow myself some heat styling. I am completely obsessed with my GHD Duet. Now, I've done a whole video about it. It has literally changed my life. It takes my hair from wet to dry and straightened all in one go. I have hairstyling deficit disorder. Of course, that's not a thing. I just suck at it. I cannot straighten my hair with a blow dryer and a brush to save my life. There's something wrong with me. I mean, that's why I rely so heavily on the Revlon One Step and then hair dryers that have brush attachments, so it can just sort of do it all in one go. But to get this straight look, then after I wash and I blow dry, then I have to go in with a straightener, and that is just damage city. My Duet does it all in about 15 minutes. I love him. I know Dyson does one too, but I haven't tried that one yet. So then I also apply a little bit of oil when I'm done, because that just makes everything super smooth. Now, then there's sort of other things that I do. I think Gary is just dying a death over there. One I do just before I color my hair, or it's kind of a once a month thing. So I use a clarifying shampoo every 4 to 6 weeks. It is called the OA High Tech Pre-Color Clarifying Shampoo. This is a serious detox product that removes all the buildup. Now, I make sure that I do this right before I get my hair colored, so it's nice and like ready to receive. So they say it even softens tightly packed gray cuticle scales for optimal penetration of color. This is the only shampoo that I apply specifically to the hair as well as the scalp. Now, I try to do it with as little friction as possible, but I want to get all of the strands involved, so it's just taking all of the gunk out of the strands. The problem is this is not really available to the public, but I've been able to get it through a local hairdresser here in Dublin. It's really only for salon use. I have the biggest bottle of it. It's lasting me. I think I've had it for a year or two at this stage because I don't use it very frequently. Now, another product I'm going to try after that's completed is the L'Oreal Metal Detox Shampoo. So I'll be sure to report back on that one too. So the next categories, there's 2 left. Are you still with me, guys? One is a very specific treatment. It is called the Calisum Advanced Hair System. You guys, this grew me new hair. I mean, it's as simple as that. You use this little stamp with tiny needles in it. It's totally painless, by the way, and it creates little channels in your scalp. Then you apply their serum. It contains a proprietary ingredient from cord lining stem cells that contains over 3,000 proteins, including growth factors and cytokines. Essentially, they tell your cells to behave like a child's cells to regenerate faster. Now, I have done a whole video about this system, and it is 100% effective in my opinion. Now, I grew what I call my calisum hair. I mean, these little hairs started sprouting from my part and then all around my face. It actually looked like I'd cut fringe, and I had people asking me. And in fact, I liked it so much, that's why I have bangs now. It was because of my calisum hair. So I have done one full 6-week treatment, but I do have another 6-week treatment here, which I'll do again, and I will do this process once a year. And if I had seriously thinning hair, this would be a regular part of my hair care routine. I would apply a little bit of this every single week for the rest of my life because it works. Okay, we are down to the last category, and I wonder if you guys see this coming or not. If you know me, it is red light therapy. Of course it is. So I use red light therapy every day on my face, neck, and chest. And there is evidence that says it supports a healthy scalp as well as hair growth. There are 3 products that I use. The first one I ever got was the Ladora Duo Pod LED system. So it contains red light therapy, microcurrent, scalp massage, and heat. And it has these little replaceable pods with pre-filled serums that you can choose which one you want for scalp and hair health. Now, I really enjoyed using this, but I had to ship those little serum pods from the US to me here in Ireland, and I got sick of it and it got expensive. Then the second one I got, and the one that I use quite regularly, is by Mesama. Y'all know how much I love Mesama. It's called the Hair Comb. Now this contains both red and blue light. It has radio frequency as well as electrical muscle stimulation. And the cool thing is it has this little removable well, so you can put any serum you want into it and you don't have to worry about getting replaceable pods. Now I also just found this easier to use because of the format. I mean, first of all, it's lighter and it's just easier to hold. So this is what I take when I travel. Yes, you heard me correctly. But the one that I'm actually using the most is by Current Body. It's called the LED Hair Regrowth Helmet. It's a full helmet with 120 LED lights that cover the entire head. Now, the winners for me is that it's hands-free, so I'm usually on my computer or walking around looking like a crazy person. It's also wireless, so I don't have to worry about cords, but it actually gives full coverage all over the head. Now, the real reason that I know that LED works is because of this device. When I use the combs, I tend to just focus on the areas of interest for me, which is sort of the perimeter of my face where I started to see the thinning, as well as the center part. But after using this helmet for about 3 months, I started to see new hairs on the base of my neck. And I only noticed this because I was putting my hair up into ponytails and I'm like, what's going on? This hair won't fit into it. And I kind of went, that's how I know it's working. It's because I have hair back there that I didn't have before. So because I know that, LED now has a very firm place in my hair routine, just like it does my skin routine. Okay, guys, that's it. That's my hair routine. This is how I'm dealing with menopausal hair. And I know it's a lot. You know, up until 50, all I did was shampoo and condition and maybe do a hair mask every now and then. But it's a whole new ball game for me now. And I actually think I blew Gary's mind entirely during the making of this video.
Head and Shoulders 2 in 1.
Oh, this man uses one product on. Oh my God, it breaks my little heart. When we were filming all the application segments, he kept saying, "There's more? There's more?" I mean, he thinks I'm completely insane. Can you hear him laughing? But that, my friends, is how I can have long, healthy hair. Like, I've never had long hair before, and it's in the best condition it's been for years. I mean, I feel like I could do a hair commercial. I mean, not really, but it feels lovely. And it actually takes no time. I mean, I know it's a lot of stuff, but I do this whole thing very quickly. And in my opinion, it's worth every penny and it's worth every minute that I spend. So I hope you found this interesting. I didn't put you all to sleep. If you managed to make it this far, please leave me a wine emoji so I know that you stuck it out. I would love to know, what are the things that are a part of your routine? What are the hair products that you love? The ones that you feel actually makes a difference? Because hair is kind of one of those funny things that when you have a good hair day, you have a good freaking day. Wouldn't you agree? Gary's like, what are you talking about? I don't even brush my hair. So please do leave your comments, your thoughts, your observations, even if you think I'm crazy. Leave all that down below because I so love hearing from you. And thank you for joining me here today. And I cannot wait to see you at the next video. Bye. Yeah, I know you think I'm bug. You know I'm right. Mm-hmm.